started my rodeo company in 2005. I was still rodeoing and trying to run a rodeo company and still fight bulls. It was tough, but that's what cowboys are made of. I started riding bucking horses when I was 8 years old. Dad and them worked at a feedlot, and we have a team roping once a month on Sundays. And well, one day Dad said, "You want to ride a bull?" "I don't really want to ride a bull at 8 years old." But he said, "I'll put you on a steer." So they mugged him and put a rope on him and throw me on him, and that's pretty much the start of my rodeo career. 1980, 81, I was a MRCA champion bareback rider from 81 to 84, 85. Went on to high school ranks, went to the high school nationals 3 years of the 4 that I went. In 1992, we were the Ozark region national champions. First time that anybody's beaten University of Tennessee at Martin, and we did it with a 4-man team. Then I went on to rodeo at college over at Southwestern Oklahoma State University, over at Weatherford, Oklahoma for Don Mitchell. And in 1993, we were crowned the National Intercollegiate Men's Championship team. In 2001, I qualified for the first IFR. That's the International Finals Rodeo. It's a semi-pro division. It's like one notch right below the pro rodeo, the PRCA, the Pro Rodeo Cowboys Association. I went in sitting number 8th in the world in the bareback riding, and I've made it 9 times after that. I quit riding bareback horses and bulls in 2009 at the IFR. My last year I qualified for the finals. Still fight bulls. I stepped around a bull about a month ago, matter of fact, at 50 years old. And think I'm doing pretty good still at what I do, but I think it's probably my last year. The rodeo company's getting bigger and bigger every year. I started raising bucking horses in 2010. Had a pretty good stud, started breeding some mares. There's more to it than just owning some mares and some horses together and having babies. There's a lot of breeding program going on, good genetics here, good genetics there on the mares and the studs. In 2018, I stepped off the ledge and bought a junior coconut, which is own son of Grady Coconut out of Calgary, Alberta. Bought him from Pete Carr, bred a set of mares to him. Go to our YouTube video, G Rodeo Co, and you'll see the yearlings that we bucked on there is out of that stud. I bred to a good stud, a Corco bred stud of Kevin Hampton's this year to have coats on the ground in spring of 2021. And then I've got a Took bred stud that I raised that I'm breeding to, that I bred some other mares to, so I should have some more coats out of him. People think G-Money, you're thinking ghetto, this and that. It's not. Me and my ex-father-in-law was going to start a rodeo company. He had no idea that he was going to do this until I called him one day and said, "Hey, I got a chance to buy 10 head of bucking horses. They're 3-year-olds, and I need you to front me the money, and I'll pay you back." So he wrote a check. We went and picked up the horses, put him involved in flanking the horses. What makes, they put the flank around their flanks and makes them buck. So I let him do all that, and I was arena director. Well, next thing I know, I was at a rodeo, still rodeoing, at Butler, Missouri, and I had a guy talk to me about some bucking horses that his dad had for sale. Next thing you know, we're going to North Platte, Nebraska to pick up 34 head of bucking horses to add to the 10 that we started with. Later that year, I was in Urbana, Illinois at an IPRA rodeo, and a guy questioned me if I needed some more bucking horses. Well, I didn't think I needed any more, but he sure sold them to me. So I ended up buying 22 more head, and I don't have any rodeos. And I've got 90 some head of horses, and I don't have any rodeos put on. I've stepped off the deep end. Got some rodeos. We had a bunch of practice pens, kind of went through these horses, sold some of the ones that wasn't going to work for us to some high school rodeos, contractors, and got it down to about 35 head and went to putting rodeos on. The first rodeo that we ever put on was in Chakotah, Oklahoma. We had Chakotah, Oklahoma, Eufaula, Oklahoma, Guthrie, Oklahoma, and there's more to it than just putting on a rodeo. I've been to a lot of rodeos. I rodeoed probably 100 to 115 rodeos a year when I was riding bareback horses. But I was on the rough stock end. I had no idea about the tying event end. So it was something new to me. But we've learned and had some good people that know the tying event end, and I hung out with them at these rodeos, and we put on some good rodeos now, and we got a good following. When we started this rodeo company, we want to do it with integrity. Dad used to be a stock contractor up in Iowa, Wisconsin, and I've always wanted to follow in his footsteps. And Dad passed away in 2007, and he got to see one rodeo before I left, and that was it. from then on, I wanted to do my rodeos with integrity, perseverance. Kind of Dad told me, he said, you got to take care of your contestants. There's a lot of stock contractors out there that didn't take care of their contestants, and you just got to take care of them guys, because without contestants, you don't have a rodeo. But it kind of is twofold too. You got to take care of your committees. Good committees put on good rodeos, and you got to work hand in hand. I don't work for them, they don't work for me. We have to work as a team for the people that pay to get in the gate.